going to say this again. If you want to help the people of Sudan, free Palestine. If you want to help the people of Congo, free Palestine. If you want to help the Christians in Nigeria from Boko Haram, free Palestine. The people of Libya, the Somalis facing Al-Shabaab, the people in Congo facing ADF and M23, those being killed by jihadist terrorists in the Sahel, those being attacked by the terrorists in Mozambique, and all the other populations wallowing in civil war and terrorism around the world. If you want to end all this human suffering, free Palestine. Until you understand that those who are butchering children in Gaza are the ones who are designing, funding, and orchestrating secretly all these jihadist terrorism and civil wars, until you start condemning the single biggest state sponsor of global terrorism, until you have understood the bigger picture, you have not understood anything at all about Israel and how far its evil tentacles and global ambitions really are. It is only once the apartheid state is ended, its Greater Israel project stopped, and its medieval global ambitions to rule the world all replaced by a true democracy in Palestine, with one state for all and everyone regardless of race, ethnicity and religion, and everyone has equal rights and the right to vote in one nation for all Jews, all Christians and all Muslims. Only then will all these malicious killings around the world stop, because they only exist as part of Israel's medieval global ambitions to instigate global conflicts whenever they can, wherever they can, and use their allies as useful idiots to achieve their insidious global supremacist ambition.
Israel and its allies are the state sponsors of terrorism and civil wars across Africa, putting billions of dollars into distracting the world from their genocide by paying Africans to slaughter Africans.
Hey, Shalom, it's your brother Yahawashi. Alright, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Bakah HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. Alright, may the blessing of election be upon your house. Everybody everywhere is starting to realize who the usual culprit is when it comes to degeneracy, evil, murder. It's the small hat. Alright? The people who are masquerading as the true descendants of Jacob. And they're not. Fortunately enough for us, the Lord has a remedy for this cancer that's roaming around throughout the earth. You see, there's a bunch of people all over the earth who know who the problem is, but they don't know the real solution. They're standing up for all these different causes, which none of those are really fixes for the root of the problem. The earth needs new management, okay? So a lot of the things that this devil is doing is leading to his self-destruction, so that the kingdom can be transferred from one people to another, like it talks about in Ecclesiastes 10 and 8. If I'm not mistaken, let me double check that really quick. No, it's Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach 10 and 8. Alright? And I'm going to start at verse 7. It reads, pride is hateful before God. And in Jeremiah, it calls this devil the most proud. Okay, pride is hateful before God and man. And by both does one commit iniquity, which is sin upon sin, perpetual evil. Alright? Which this man commits. Perpetual evil. Verse 8, it reads, because of unrighteous dealings, and this devil has dealt unrighteously with everybody, especially the children of Israel. Alright, the so-called black, Latino, and Native Americans. And of course the speckled bird Israelites that are scattered amongst all the nations, that are diaspora. Okay? Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and he even deals unrighteously with his own people. The chief tribe of Amalek, they deal unrighteously even with their own. So if they don't deal righteously with their own people, you know damn sure they're never going to deal righteously with us. Okay? So two-thirds of our people that still have hope in this place, that still, think this man isn't such a bad guy, that he can change, you deserve what you're about to get. Alright? Sirach 10 and 8 again from the top. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. That's the solution. New management. And we're not going to be managing the earth in these bodies. No, we're going to be changed. And we're going to have the laws written within our inward parts. Okay? So that we can judge righteous judgment in every instance. There's not going to be any mistakes. There's not going to be any blowback from any of the decrees that go forth in the kingdom of heaven. It's going to be ruled in perfection. Now, we highlight this all the time. What separates the scriptures from any other book of philosophy that anybody could dive into is that we have distinct prophecies that detail how the future is going to play out. That in itself allows the scriptures to stand head, shoulders, and toes above any other philosophy. I believe you can find that in 2 Peter's 1 and 19. Let me go get that really quick. All right, this is 2 Peter's 1 and 19. It reads, We have also a more sure word of prophecy. And when you look up that word sure, it's bibios, all right, which is to be trusty or steadfast or firm. All right, sure word of prophecy, whereunto you do well that you take heed, okay? The elect of the nation of Israel, those who are going to be delivered out of the oncoming destruction, are going to be taking heed in the prophecies. They're going to be occupied in the prophecies of the book, okay? Like it talks about in Sirach. It goes on to say, let's see here, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place. All right, right now we're in a dark place. This rulership is dark, and we're in the epicenter in which the wickedness is pushed within this rulership. We're in America. We're in Babylon the Great prison camp for the nation of Israel. Okay, until the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts. So after the mandatory World War III plays out and the Lord intervenes in the midst of it, okay, you go to Isaiah the 14th chapter. It tells you how things will play out. Those who oppress the nation of Israel, the family that the Lord chose to rule in righteousness, they're going to take into chains the people that oppress them. So good. All right, Isaiah 14 and 1, it says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob. You notice, whenever the Lord talks about salvation or establishing the kingdom of heaven, there's a family line that's mentioned. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. All right, the Lord's going to set us back in the Holy Land. It's not going to be done via paperwork or a Balfour Declaration. No. It's going to be something that the whole world witnesses. It's going to be the greatest event that takes place. The Lord returning and setting his chosen people back in the Holy Land after their change. What happened in 1948 does not measure up to what the scriptures say is going to happen. Also, when we go back to the Holy Land, again, like I just mentioned, we're going to be changed. So the people, all right, because Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. The people of Israel are going to be immortal. The nations aren't going to learn war anymore. This is written in Isaiah 2, Micah the 4th chapter. It's detailed on what it's going to look like when the people return to the Holy Land. We might get that. We might not. You might can go read it yourself. All right, but Isaiah 14 and 1 again from the top. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them and shall cleave to the house of Jacob. The strangers comes from the word gar, okay, or as let me see, let me pull it up real quick, and it's foreigners in Israel. There you go, or Israelite foreigner, okay. So you're going to have scattered Israelites into all these different nations. Okay. They're going to be joined unto us. They're going to be joined. And that's what we get into when we talk about, this thing isn't about complexion. Okay. And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take captives whose captives they were, and shall rule over their oppressors. Okay, and the people, the Israelites, shall take them, the other nations, And we're going to put the heathens in a hardcore slavery for 1,000 years because they all were in cahoots together. Primarily the nation of Esau. That's the main culprit. But he had accomplices. So the nations are going to be taken what? Into captivity with him. They're going to be put into jail. Oh, why would you want to do the same thing that they did to us? You're an idiot. Take your opinion and shove it. We're about what the Lord wants. This is how the Lord is going to set things right. During that captivity, all the ways of the heathen, all the gods and the customs that they worship, they're going to be stripped of that. And they're going to be given the ways that lead to life. And they're going to be grateful for it. Okay? Family is going to be important again. Food isn't going to be tainted. The earth is going to break forth into singing. It says that in this chapter, actually. The earth is going to be operating at full capacity. The one nation who's not going to enjoy the fullness of the earth is Esau, Edom, pursuant to Obadiah 1:18. Right? Isaiah 14:2 again from the top. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors. Okay? So that's what's going to go down. I want to jump down here because I mentioned it talks about the earth breaking forth into singing. I can read a little bit of this, though. This is good. Isaiah 14:6. He who smote the people with a continual stroke. He's talking about Esau, Edom. Okay? He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. Okay? He's going to be taken out of rulership. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. There it is. All right? The people are going to rejoice, primarily the nation of Israel, but everybody's going to be grateful that the earth, you know, a righteous rulership is going down, man. Isaiah 29. What is that, 2? When the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. When the righteous beareth rule, the people rejoice. People are going to be rejoicing. We got to get out of here, man. This, you know, like the scriptures say in Ezekiel 9:4, man, the righteous are going to be sighing and crying for the abominations being done in the midst thereof. So if you're truly sincere, you're going to want what the Lord wants because you understand through the Spirit that's the only solution. And the Lord's not going to allow there to be another solution. He's the manipulator of reality. So it has to be his way. Anybody can pick up the Bible and read it, but you have to have been given the eye salve to comprehend it. Okay? There's a spiritual comprehension that you have to digest the fullness of the gospel. But Abaratazah, want to give all praises once more too. Abaratazah, the list was edifying. Want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us His truth and were well. Want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing His truth and sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon you. Shalom.